When I was young, my childhood was perfect. I was fortunate to be raised in an environment where I was valued and appreciated because my parents were very loving, understanding, and caring. My family came from a line of successful real estate moguls. My grandparents owned a very large housing company, and it was passed down to my father and will soon be in my hands. All my life, I was trained to live my life as my parents did. As young as I was, my parents taught me how to do business, how to deal with finances, marketing, and investments. My mind was so centered on business. On top of that, my family also has lots of businesses other than real estate. My grandmother was an educator and she owns a share in different top universities in the world. Many people would say that I have a perfect life, but despite the wealth and comfortable life that I have, my parents never raised me to become spoiled. Even though they want me to thrive in the same field as them, they also encourage me to seek individuality and growth by pursuing my passion and the things I like. But it just happens that I do love business and I pictured myself becoming a successful businesswoman. On top of that, I grew up in a very healthy environment where words of affirmation and wisdom are very much abundant. My mother Maria always advised me to be empathetic and generous towards others. I could still remember one of the most significant conversations that we have that altered my perception of life. Mom, why is it essential for me to be humble despite our wealth? I asked her as she was brushing my hair softly. She smiled at me. It was so genuine that I could even feel my heart melting. Oh, my dear Sophia, humility is a virtue that brings grace to every aspect of our lives. Our wealth is a gift, but it doesn't define who we are as individuals. By being humble, we show appreciation for our blessings and acknowledge that others' worth is not measured by their possessions. She said it in the sweetest tone. I nodded in agreement. I understand, Mom, but won't people think I'm weak if I don't assert myself? She cleared her throat, put down the brush, and held my shoulders while looking at my reflection intently as she said these words full of wisdom. Not at all, my love. Humility isn't a weakness, it's a strength that sets you apart. It shows that you have the wisdom to recognize the contributions of others and the empathy to understand their struggles. When you treat people with humility, you gain their respect and build genuine connections. So, being humble helps me build a better relationship with others? She nodded and smiled at me once again. Absolutely. People are naturally drawn to those who treat them with kindness and respect. It creates an atmosphere of trust and openness, allowing you to form meaningful connections with others. Remember, true friendships are built on mutual understanding and care. I held her hands resting on my shoulders. I rubbed it gently, feeling her. Thank you for sharing this with me, Mom. I promise to carry these values with me and be mindful of my actions. She smiled proudly at me once again. I have no doubt that you will, my dear, and never forget the power of hard work. Our wealth may offer opportunities, but it's your determination and effort that will pave the way to success. Don't shy away from challenges. Embrace them with enthusiasm and do whatever you want to do. Live your life according to your terms. I will, Mom. I'll work hard to achieve my goals and make you proud. I'm already proud of you, Sophia. Your kind heart and eagerness to learn are the greatest gifts any parent could wish for. Remember, no matter what heights you reach, stay true to yourself and always remain humble. I will, Mom. Thank you for being such a wonderful guide in my life. And thank you for being the light of my life. I love you, my dear. She extended her hands for a hug. "I love you too, Mom." And I hugged her so tight. My mom was an integral part of my life, and she molded me to become who I am today. I never heard her get angry at me. She never yelled harshly or scolded me. But instead, she talked to me with love and respect. I loved her so much that it took me many years to recover from her sudden death. Her illness crept in and took over her body. I was 13 at that time, and I couldn't see myself without my mother. And when the doctors declared that she was dead, the entire hospital saw how bad my breakdown was. I cried and cried that I even wanted to hug my mother's dead body. I was so devastated. I felt like my world crumbled. But I listened to her. All of her advice, I kept them alive in my heart. I followed what she said. I humbled myself and I started to give out to people resources and my gift. I lived my life according to my plans, with my mother's life anchoring me. I love her so much, so I decided to study hard and make a name for myself. As I grew older, I saw the value of a career. My father immersed me in his life, our life as businessmen. And as I grew older and as I lived out my life in the serene beauty of the province, I had never given much thought to pursuing higher education. My family's real estate business provided stability and comfort, making me feel that my future was already set in stone. The idea of college seemed unnecessary, and I was content managing our family's affair in the tranquil surroundings of our hometown. So, as soon as I graduated high school, I started to focus my attention, exert all my efforts on my business. In the business field, there was no discrimination. They won't criticize me for having no degree. It was all about determination and hard work. However, life has its way of presenting us with unexpected opportunities and challenges. As I watched the real estate market evolve and new possibilities arise, I felt an undeniable urge to explore the vast potential of the city. The decision to move away from the familiar surroundings of my upbringing was daunting, but I knew deep down that I wanted to make a mark beyond the boundaries of my provincial haven. It became my safe space for so long, and I feel like it's giving me the comfort to not seek growth. I also want to outgrow my childhood and start living life as an adult. Also, I decided that when I move to the new city, I won't use any of my family's influence to my advantage, but instead I will start everything from scratch and make my way to the top through my efforts. With a mix of excitement and trepidation, I ventured into the city eager to carve out a new path for myself and my family's real estate business. Little did I know that this change would not only alter my professional trajectory but also introduce me to someone who would turn my life upside down. I was establishing my life in the city when I met my husband. His name was James, and he was a man of prestige, holding a coveted master's degree from none other than Harvard. We met through a business meeting. He was a business degree holder, and I was pitching for my real estate business that day. We find each other close immediately. We talk about business until it became sweeter. Our conversations were low-key flirting, and I felt giddy every time we made eye contact. And with no further ado, after 2 months of talking and courting, we started dating. At first glance, he appeared impressive and refined, but it wasn't long before I glimpsed the darker shades of his character. James exuded an air of arrogance, often looking down upon those he deemed inferior to him. I could still remember how badly he talked about his one co-worker.
Can you believe John's audacity to think he can compete with me in the business world? He's nothing more than a mediocre entrepreneur completely out of his league.
I was shocked by his sudden remarks. James, that's a harsh thing to say. John is trying his best just like everyone else. We should respect his efforts and hard work. He laughed at me as if I said something funny.
Respect for someone who's not cut out for this industry? Spare me, Sophia. Respect is earned, not handed out like candy to anyone who decides to play in the big leagues.
But everyone deserves some respect regardless of their success or failures. We shouldn't judge others based on their achievements alone. He laughed condescendingly again.
Oh, Sophia, you're too naive sometimes. In the real world, it's survival of the fittest. If John can't keep up, he will be crushed. It's as simple as that.
I struggled to find the right words. I never expected him to act like this, and I don't like the way he is speaking. I grew up in a loving family, so words of insults are overwhelming for me. James, I don't agree with you. Success should not come at the cost of belittling others. We can be successful without being arrogant.
Oh, you just don't understand how the business world works, do you? It's not about being nice or humble. It's about being ruthless and assertive. Are you dumb?
I felt my heart break. No, James, I refuse to accept that. I believe in being ambitious and driven, but not at the expense of kindness and compassion. There is a way to succeed without tearing others down.
Suit yourself, Sophia, but mark my words, those who are weak will always be left behind.
I don't see strength in arrogance, James. True strength lies in lifting others, not pushing them down.
Whatever. You can believe what you want, but it won't change how the world works.
Maybe not, but it can change how we approach it. I chose to be respectful and understanding even in a competitive world.
Suit yourself then, but don't come crying to me when your nice guy attitude gets you nowhere.
I won't, James, because I know that kindness and humility will take me farther than arrogance ever will. The initial attraction soon gave way to a turbulent relationship. Behind closed doors, James would unleash his true colors, belittling me and anyone he considered beneath him. But I try to understand him. He sometimes listens to me and changes his attitude, but from time to time, his arrogance would prevail. But I love him as my partner, so when he proposed to me, I said yes. However, everything went worse as soon as we got married. He would always degrade me because I didn't study college and because I was dumb and stupid. His favorite weapon was the lack of a college degree, using it as a tool to demean and undermine my accomplishments in the real estate business. Despite my achievements and the success I had earned through my hard work and dedication, James insisted that without a degree, I was nothing. So the emotional abuse took a toll on my self-esteem, leaving me questioning my worth and decisions. But I stayed, hoping that love could overcome the darkness that loomed over us. Unfortunately, love alone couldn't fix the shattered trust caused by his infidelity, a hurtful pattern I discovered repeated several times. One fateful night, his insults reached an unbearable crescendo, cutting through me like a knife. In a moment of defiance, I responded with sarcasm, asking him, "Are you sure?" The weight of my question lingered in the air, creating a rift that would soon widen beyond repair. "James, I can't believe you're still treating me like I'm nothing just because I don't have a degree."
Oh, come on, Sophia. You know very well that a degree holds value in the real world. It opens doors and provides credibility.
I have worked hard in the real estate business and my success speaks for itself. I don't need a piece of paper to prove my worth.
Oh, success? Please, you're just dumb.
My tears fell from my cheeks. That's not fair, James. I have put in the effort to learn, grow, and build this business.
It's cute how you try to justify your lack of education, but let's face it, without a degree, you will always be playing catch up.
You don't understand the passion and dedication I have for this business. You keep belittling me, but you forget that we were once partners, supporting each other. My entire body was trembling in pain. I don't know him anymore.
Partners, you were just lucky to have me by your side. Without my advice and guidance, you wouldn't have achieved half of what you did.
Your ego knows no bounds, James. You used to inspire me, but now all you do is tear me down.
Oh, poor Sophia, the delicate soul who couldn't handle a little criticism.
This isn't criticism. It's cruelty. You're not the person I fell in love with anymore.
Well, maybe you're right. Maybe I've outgrown you and your small town ambitions.
Fine. If that's how you feel, maybe it's time we go our separate ways. I deserve someone who respects and supports me.
Suit yourself. You'll soon realize you'll be nothing without me.
No, James. I'll be everything I need to be. Strong, capable, and free from your toxic influence. Little did he know about the old money background I hailed from, as I had chosen not to flaunt my family's wealth or social standing. The following day, I confided in my grandmother, who held a prestigious position as the chancellor of Harvard University. Her wisdom and influence were unmatched, and I sought her help to free myself from the clutches of an abusive relationship. With a heavy heart, I revealed the painful truth about my marriage to James and the emotional torment I had endured. My grandmother, a fierce protector of her family, took immediate actions. She wielded her power discreetly, ensuring that James's records at Harvard were revoked, rendering his precious degree meaningless. Without the golden ticket that once defined him, James's life spiraled into chaos. He lost his job, his reputation was tarnished, and he found himself facing the consequences of his actions. My revenge wasn't a vindictive scheme. It was an act of self-preservation, breaking free from a toxic cycle that threatened to consume me. As the dust settled, I found solace in my real estate business, which flourished in the absence of James's negativity. My passion and drive for success grew exponentially, and I embraced my independence with newfound appreciation. Beyond my professional achievements, I embarked on a journey of personal growth. I sought healing through therapy, surrounded myself with a supportive network of friends and mentors, and focusing on nurturing my passions, including painting. Art became a medium through which I expressed my emotions, and I held an exhibition that not only showcased my talent, but also raised awareness about the plight of emotional abuse survivors. As the years passed, I transformed from a wounded soul into a woman with strength, resilience, and self-love. My real revenge was not in destroying James, but in rising above his toxicity, reclaiming my identity, and embracing my worth as more than just a degree or title. Today, I stand tall, a testament to the power of resilience and the triumph of the human spirit. My Harvard graduate husband may have once claimed that I was nothing without him, but I have proven that I am everything I need to be. A woman who holds her head high, unshaken by the judgment of others, and fiercely committed to creating her destiny. The road to recovery was not without its challenges, but with each step, I felt stronger and more determined than ever before. Embracing my worth and shedding the shackles of James's abuse became a personal crusade, not just for me but also for others who might be facing similar struggles. Drawing from my own experience, I decided to establish a foundation to support survivors of emotional abuse. I named it Rise Above, a symbol of empowerment, resilience, and triumph over adversity. Through the foundation, we offered counseling, legal assistance, and financial support to those in need. I knew that I couldn't undo the pain I endured, but I could make a difference in the lives of others. As the foundation gained momentum, the media caught wind of our cause, and I found myself sharing my story publicly. It was both liberating and terrifying, bearing my soul to the world. However, I realized that my vulnerability was a source of strength, and my willingness to speak out inspired countless others to find their voices. One particular interview caught the attention of a prominent publisher who saw the potential for a powerful memoir. With the opportunity to share my journey on a broader scale, I decided to write a book. It was a cathartic experience, revisiting the darkest moments of my past while also celebrating the resilience that carried me through. The memoir, titled Beyond Degrees, became a bestseller, resonating with readers around the world. Its message of hope and empowerment struck a chord with countless individuals who had endured their battles with abuse, academic pressure, or societal expectations. The success of the book opened new doors for me, allowing me to speak at conferences, seminars, and workshops where I shared my story as a motivational speaker. As the years passed, Rise Above flourished, and the foundation's impact grew exponentially. The support it provided transformed lives, and I reveled in the knowledge that my pain had not been in vain. The royalties from my book and speaking engagement further fueled the case, allowing us to expand our reach and help more survivors reclaim their lives. Beyond the foundation's success, my real estate business continued to thrive, reaching unprecedented heights. With a newfound sense of purpose and self-assurance, I spearheaded innovative projects that brought immense success, earning recognition and accolades in the industry. Amidst it all, I found love again, genuine, tender, and respectful. Chris, an architect with a heart of gold, walked into my life unexpectedly. He showed me what true love meant, supporting my endeavors and encouraging me to be the best version of myself. Together, Chris and I dedicated ourselves to philanthropy, combining our resources to create positive change in the world. We supported causes dear to both our hearts, leaving behind a legacy of compassion and empowerment. Looking back, I realized that my journey was not just about revenge or liberation. It was about transformation and embracing the person I had always been, even when others failed to see it. I discovered that my value wasn't tied to titles or degrees, but rather to the love and compassion I shared with others, the impact I made on lives, and the resilience that allowed me to rise above challenges. Today, I stand tall, not as a victim or a survivor, but as a conqueror of my destiny. My Harvard graduate husband once told me that I was nothing without him, but he couldn't have been more wrong. I am everything I need to be and more, a beacon of hope, a champion of self-worth, and a testament to the strength of the human spirit. In the end, I found that the most profound revenge was not in seeking retribution against James, but in becoming the person he could never comprehend. A woman who had turned her pain into power, her scars into stars, and her past into the foundation of a brighter future for herself and others.